With the new year just around the corner, thank God 2020 is about to be over. There are so many young and upcoming Wonder Kids ready to take center stage and haven't even been added into FIFA yet. 15, 16, even 17-year-olds are yet to make their FIFA debut for various reasons. Some are in the second team or haven't even been caught up to the first team, or in many cases, they're not even old enough to be in the game yet. However, that all changes today because I've unlocked some brand new Wonder Kids thanks to the power of a brand new PC mod. It allows us to gain access to a brand new database of untapped talent. We can scout them, sign them up, and see what they're all about. Maybe it'll even provide us for a little sneak peek into what their future FIFA potentials and overalls will be. Today, it was suited. You just knew we had to take control of a youth academy team, and that was none other than Bayern Munich 2, their second squad, and we've rocked up in the gym PE teacher outfit. It's gonna be the perfect place for the teenagers to unite. No serious competition that'll get in the way of their growth and development. Here goes nothing. I'll reveal to you the brand new Wonder Kids not available in the base version of FIFA 21. We're gonna start off with the goalkeeper and work our way up to the attackers. We have Mio Backhaus, the 16-year-old German out of Werder Bremen. From what I can see, he's a youth academy talent, so any Germans, any Werder Bremen fans, let me know down in the comments below. But he's a 53 overall. He's 6'3" for a teenager already. He's had a growth spout like no other. With the highlights being 62 goalkeeper reflexes, he's valued at 425k. I'm unsure of their potentials. We're gonna have to sign them up to find out. But we have two goalkeepers in the mix actually. He's the exact same rating and age as his counterpart. This time, he is out at Manchester City, the Dutchman Mickey van Saz. Good old little Mickey Mouse as we'll like to call him. 6'3" again. He's the exact same height, exact same rating. Just a few attributes here and there set him apart. It'll be interesting to see who is gonna come out on top between the German and the Dutchman. We arrive at one of two Borussia Dortmund talents on this list. Firstly, it's the German Nemandi Collins. With one of the most least sounding German names of all time, he's just another player off that Borussia Dortmund conveyor belt of talent. He's versatile for being 16. He can play a centre back, left back, and right back, anywhere in the back four at 6'3" again. These are some Wonder Kid giants. He has high defensive work rate, 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, right footed. Physically, he seems to be up to par, only 55 overall. He's gonna need some time, but he's valued at 525k. Few of these young gems I've heard of, some of them I've never seen them in my life, and this just goes for Mario Camero. The Spaniard playing his football at Real Madrid's second team, yet to be added into the game fully. 54 overall. A lot of these talents are in the 50s in terms of ratings, so it's going to be a tough struggle to build these guys up into superstars. The 16-year-old valued at 375k, and finally, someone under 6 foot. Let us know down in the comments below, would you bump these ratings up? Do you reckon they deserve more, or have they been a bit too harsh? I haven't been the one to customize any of these ratings or attributes, so let me know. To showcase next, it's the 17-year-old playing for Unterhaching, Andreas Hörtler-Reiter. Another trusty German to add to the list with 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. He's a right mid / center forward, and he has some of the best physical stats out of the bunch so far, with 79 acceleration, 76 sprint speed, 85 agility, and 90 balance. To display that kind of world-class ability at 17 years of age is something special. Valued 450 million pounds on the transfer market. Moving on to someone that I am probably most of you guys are familiar with, it's the Manchester United Youth Academy baller, Hannibal Mejbri. Ole and the youth team picked him up last year from Monaco, and he's the Moroccan-born Frenchman, rocking that David Luiz-esque trim. He has a ginormous afro in real life, and I can't wait for him to be added and face-scanned into the game, because it's going to be absolutely mental seeing that thing bob around in game. Here's a quick look at his attributes. He's 6 foot with 4-star skill moves and 3-star weak foot, can play at CM and Cam, acceleration, sprint speed, and agility being in the light greens and being his highlights. Only out of 52 overall, he is unwilling to relocate at this time, but he's valued at 350k. Iliax Moriba claimed to be the next Paul Pogba out of Barcelona's La Masia Youth Academy. The Guinean has spent most of his career so far at Barca with 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. He's a centre mid powerhouse, able to be deployed at centre mid, CDM, and Cam, 6 foot tall, and he actually has a trait as a team player. He could be a future leader and cult hero. He's got that written all over him, with 65 balance being his best stat so far, and his attributes especially need a lot of work. That goes for pretty much 95% of the Wonder Kids on this list. He's valued at 625k on the transfer market. He took the world by storm last season, being one of the youngest players in La Liga history to make their debut. It is Luca Romeo playing for the Spanish outfit Mallorca. Yes, I know, he's not Mexican. He's actually Argentinian, representing them at youth level multiple times. However, the creators of this mod have kept him as Mexican for some strange reason. Despite all that, he's 58 overall with 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, 5'5". He's been touted as the next Lionel Messi. With a high work rate, here's some physicals in the light greens, and you'd expect them with that low center of gravity, acceleration, sprint speed, agility, and balance. All are his main highlights across the page. Drop all that nationality drama because I just quickly edited him. Thank God we've changed him back to Argentinian. He is valued at 725k, but contains a 1.9 million pound release clause in his contract. That's going to be a handy little outlet eventually when we sign him up. Progressing through to the strikers now, the attacking front line and Wilfred Gianotto. Finally, we have an Italian in the mix. You know it's not a BCHD video without an Italian stallion appearing somewhere throughout. The Inter Primavera Youth Academy prospect has been shipped out to FC Zurich in Switzerland. Not on a loan deal, but a permanent transfer, and it could be yet another famous case of Inter letting go of one future superstar. He has a technical dribbler trait. He is 16, can play a centre forward and striker with a 4-star weak foot, 5'9", and has medium work rates. His highlights, his main greens in the physical area with agility, balance, and jumping. There's a lot of promise for this guy, and I can't wait to see him prove himself today. Valued at 700k, and yet another Wonder Kid release clause to exploit 1.7 million pounds in the contract. Now this is where things start to get serious here. Jeppe Kjær, the Danish right winger slash striker out at Ajax. You know when the Eredivisie giants have a young superstar on their hands, he is going to transform into the next best thing. 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, he's 16, 5'9", with medium work rates. His best stats actually being balanced at an 84. 71 acceleration added to the mix. He's still at 52 overall. He needs a lot of room to grow and mature, valued at 350k. Now it's the man of the hour, the hyped Wonder Kid himself, Yusufa Moukoko. I'm pretty sure I've done a video on him from every FIFA back since FIFA 17. He's an enigma, scoring goals for fun in the German youth ranks. Dortmund just recently called him up to the first team, and unfortunately he won't be added into FIFA anytime soon until he turns 17, and that could be once FIFA 22 is dropped. One of the youngest players in this squad at 15, he has 83 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, can play anywhere in that front three. He's 5'10", he's quick, he's nifty. Possibilities are endless with this man, and I can't wait to see him take over the world. Gabriele Alessi is one of the second Italians on this list out of the AC Milan Youth Academy, the striker slash centre forward, attempting to be the next Cutrone to burst onto the scene. 5'10" in height, he's 54 overall, 3-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot, the kind of poacher, fox in the box type striker. I guess time will tell to see if he's a main starter up front with Moukoko, or is going to fall by the wayside and be a second tier striker valued at 400k. As we reach the last few Wonder Kids on the list, we have the first Greek in the side, another striker. It is Georgios Koutsias. Playing for PAOK, I just have one main concern for him. His neck is so skinny. The neck hole looks too big, the shirt barely fits him. He's valued at 450k, someone I was not aware of. And Rodrigo Gomez out at Braga, there's so much competition in terms of our attacking department. It's going to be a rat race to figure out who takes the main mantelpiece up front in attack, valued at 800k. The Portuguese out at Braga has a 2.4 million pound release clause in his contract, and acceleration is his main talking point at 72. Pablo Moreno's claim to fame right now is that he's the oldest Wonder Kid on this list. Played for Juve's Youth Academy, Man City's youth ranks, and now he is playing for Girona. I believe they're associates with Man City, so he might only be on loan. However, he's the most promising so far, playing at a striker and right mid. With the highest transfer market value so far on this list, 1.3 million pounds, has a release clause of 2.9. Finally, here he is, Nasty Unuvar. Could develop and be one of the best Dutch players of all time, one of the stars of the show, and to be honest with you, I'm expecting his addition in this FIFA, so hopefully not too long. He's 17. We should see him in a brand new squad update sometime in the future, maybe in 2021. He has a long throw-in and technical dribbler trait in his locker, which is nice to see. He's displaying some of the most spicy physical stats out of this whole entire list. He's the highest rated player at 66 overall. Stamina is decent for a teenager. Balance, agility, sprint speed, and acceleration are mostly in the dark greens. Even in the technicals, Ajax have a baller on their hands with 75 dribbling and 72 ball control. He is valued at 2.4 million pounds. Here's a look at the full list. Take it in, soak it up, because it is a promising roster. Let me know down in the comments what Wonder Kid are you most hyped to be added into the game, and who do you reckon is missing off this list? Yes, I know they don't all have 2D profile pictures. The no-face gang is in final form. We're going to sign them up and see how they all fit into this Bayern second squad. It is dead set been the busiest summer. We have had so much negotiating to do. We've downright revolutionized the Bayern second team, and there's no other way to wrap up this whole entire saga with signing one of Dortmund's most promising players. We've seen it over the years as Bavaria have been poaching the likes of Lewandowski, Mario Götze, and Matt Mats Hummels, just to name a few, but all the deals are done. We've sealed the transfers, they've signed on the dotted line. After a busy period, all the Wonder Kids have agreed deals and now are part of the team. If you want the specific numbers here, they all are for you as they don't all display in the news tab, but nothing too expensive. I think probably one of the most expensive signings was just over 3 million. Unuvar was probably one of the most expensive, but he's an exciting prospect, so I guess he lives up to the price tag. Pablo Moreno is showing great potential, being the second most expensive, just like Rodrigo Gomes. An 80 to 85 potential we're hoping for. Luca Romero yet to have a potential status. Wilfried Gnonto, he's going to score some goals for Bayern. The Italians showing great potential as well. Moukoko yet to receive a potential status, just like the majority of these players who are still in the 50s and yet therefore do not receive a potential status. So we're going to have some updates along the way. Once they get into the 60s, let's hope they have an exciting prospect or higher. Here were some of our least expensive deals, with the cheapest being Georgios Koutsias. The Greek headed our way for 500k. Here's how they all line up in the team. We've changed things up strategically. We've completely done a full 180, operating in the 3-4-1-2 formation, deploying the side out just like this. In our strongest starting 11, it's Willy Gnonto and Moreno up front, the two strike partners, Musiala, the English playmaker. We've kept him in the starting 11 from FC Bayern too, but the midfield is looking like Moriba the captain and Mejbri to be partnered up. Unuvar locks down that left wing starting position. Dzeko, who's the FC Bayern original, just like Ariembi and Richards, plus Collins in the back line, and Backhouse will be our starting goalkeeper. Koutsias, Moukoko, Romero and Gomez will be our super subs to try and make that attacking impact. If you're wondering about the training and development plans, we've implemented a few. I didn't go overkill and gave one to every single Wonder Kid, but decided to hand out a couple just in order to focus on separate attributes, like Moriba's a box to box, Richards is ball playing. We're converting Rodrigo Gomez into a right winger because there's just way too many strikers. Hannibal Mejbri's training as a central mid. Unuvar assigned the wide playmaker development plan, and both Collins and Camero are trained as stoppers. Let's take a look and start simulating to see how they perform. Are they going to be enough to take Bayern 2 to the Bundesliga and outperform the first squad? Let's find out. Let's just talk facts here. We'll get it straight. It hasn't been the most, fashionable or routine season for the Bayern 2. They have stumbled their way into 18th place, but there's been a lot of squad turnover, a lot of new fresh faces, and they've got to get used to professional football life, so I wasn't expecting anything big out of this season. A couple of updates in terms of potential status. We now have Iliax Moriba, the captain, an exciting prospect, the Ghanaian midfielder with a promising first season, growing up a +4, and Luca Romero is showing great potential, so I'm expecting Moriba to grow into the high 80s and Romero to grow to at least 85. Gnonto showing great potential. Our top performers this season, there weren't too many, but it's Pablo Moreno establishing himself in Germany with 6 goals and 1 assist in the third tier. Rodrigo Gomez is really loving life out on the right hand side after we converted his position. The Portuguese star with 6 goals and 2 assists. Andreas Hertler-Reiter, probably one of the most complicated names on this list to pronounce. He makes his mark off the bench with 5 goals. Leon Dejaku with 2 goals, and Unuvar, who's actually submitted a transfer request, which is absolutely heartbreaking. He found the back of the net twice and secured 7 assists. Luca Romero off the bench with 2 goals and 1. Iliax Moriba, the captain, I was expecting just a bit more game time in the middle of the park, only getting 1 goal in 17, just like Hannibal Mejbri, who haven't really had the debut seasons to remember. Yusufa Moukoko off the bench with 1 goal and an assist. Again, these guys aren't really starting, which is kind of annoying. Only a goal to the Italian's name, and in between the sticks sits our main goalkeeper, the German. He's in his home nation, and the 17-year-old Backhouse has grabbed 26 appearances with 5 clean sheets. The promise is there. The signs are showing. Can they take the world by storm? It has been a slow and steady start, but I'm predicting Season 2 is going to blow you out the water. You wait and see. Here in the second campaign, the brand new Wonder Kids of 2021 have reached the top half of the table, finishing in the middle of a road in 10th. They're raising their bats. They've hit the half century, and finally, things are starting to look on the up. I believe promotion could be the goal next year, and a real possibility. Starting off to showcase our best performers, Pablo Moreno, not only the MVP of the entire team, but the best performing newly added Wonder Kid. The Spaniard, we expected this from him. He was the highest rated, the most experienced, and now he's grabbed 17 goals and 7 assists in the third tier with 41 appearances. Leon Dejaku, a real-life Bayern Munich 2 players, fitting in well along with the new arrivals. 17 goal contribution for the German attacker, and it's the captain, Iliax Moriba, the Ghanaian powerhouse in the middle of the park with 7 goals and 4 assists. Wilfried Gnonto up front hasn't captured that striking rate that we've expected from him, but the Italian secured 3 goals and 1 assist. Ariembi from centre back with 2 goals, and the English playmaker Jamal Musiala with 2 goals and 1 assist. Some of the standout highlights include Kostasias off the bench with 2 goals, the Greek striker, and Luka Romero with a goal and 2 assists. It looks like Moukoko isn't having the greatest times over here in Bavaria. He might as well be shipped back to VBV at this rate with 9 appearances, no goals and no assists. And the main man in between the sticks, Mio Backhaus, the German shot stopper with 25 appearances and 5 clean sheets. In terms of their growth and development, a couple of the players are on development plans. We're starting to boost certain attributes. We've had some major upgrades like Unuvar going up a +5 after his 6 assist campaign. Jaku another +5, +4s for Pablo Moreno. The growth is absolutely crazy right now, especially in the third tier. Headed into season 3 is going to allow for so much more rotation in game time. Let's hope dynamic potential finally kicks in. Financially, our most valuable wonder kid in the squad is of course Unuvar, valued at £12 million on the transfer market. Invest now, lads. He's at a 233% boost. Here is how the team's shaping up. That's their best starting 11, including as many of the newly unlocked wonder kids as possible. Let's hope they're G'ing up and ready for a promotion campaign in their 3rd season. It's not exactly the kind of results we were looking for in the 3 Ligas. We didn't even make it the promotion spots or even the promotion playoffs. The new wonder kids finding themselves in 6th, this time with 61 points. It's just a small roadblock for the time being, a little bit of a distraction and something to take them off their perch. We know they could go down as red hot promotion favourites in season 4, but let's take a glance at the players that made season 3 what it was. Leon Jaku, the MVP, 21 goals and 1 assist with the golden boot. We have Pablo Moreno up there again in 2nd with 21 goal contributions, and Ajax Moriba, the captain, leads by example with 13 goals and 2 assists. Willy Ganotto off the bench. He's not exactly Wilfred Boney, but he scored 7 goals and 2 assists. Moukoko this time around has actually got himself on the score sheet, netting 4 goals. Jamal Musiala, the English playmaker, with 10 goal contributions, and Unuvar out on the left with 2 goals and 5. Taking a look at our own shot stopper, the man in between the sticks, Backhaus, with 1 assist and 9 clean sheets. Development wise, our highest rated player now hasn't reached the 80s yet. In terms of new wonder kids, it's Unuvar tied with a Bayern 2 original. The American Chris Richards, Jaku is up there. Pablo Moreno is storming through the charts. Luka Mai, one of our top defenders, back from his loan spell, and Ajax Moriba has received a +5 overall boost. Financially, we're seeing the likes of Unuvar straight ahead of the pack and completely making a name for himself, creating his own lane with £27.5 million worth of transfer value. That's a boost of 129%. It has to be said, this team needs to find their way out of the 3rd tier. I think that can happen. We have a strong case this time around in season 4, so let's see if the inevitable will take place. I don't know how, I don't know why, just try stick to the story here, try make sense of it all. We were in the Bundesliga 2 for season 4. I don't know what I did in terms of saves. I might have messed something up along the way. The new wonder kids now have reached the promised land, promoted to the 1st tier, the Bundesliga. It's not even allowed in real life. Bayern 2 are breaking all kinds of rules alongside Hamburg and Union Berlin. They reached top flight status in the DFB Pokal. They were eliminated in round 2 to Wolfsburg 3-2. Considering our 3 Liga campaign really meant nothing last year, apparently we were meant to be in the Bundesliga 2 all along. Don't ask me how. Pablo Moreno scored the goals in order to fire us up to the 1st tier with 24 goals and 3 assists. Leon Jaku with 18 goals and 5, 23 goal involvements, now at an 83 overall. We have the German Nicholas Kuhn with 8 goals and 4 assists, and Unuvar starting to pick up the pace in terms of production with 7 goals and 12 assists. Ajax Moriba with 5 goals and 3 assists, still the captain to this day, and has led the lads up all the way from Div 3 to Div 1. Rodrigo Gomez, Lucas Mai, and Moukoko, all with 2 goals apiece, and Hannibal Mejbri and Nyotto all the way down into the ranks, only with a goal. Do we have a Bundesliga ready keeper with our 20-year-old Backhaus? He picked up 15 clean sheets, headed to the top flight. He is going to have to be on his A game. Now, in terms of continuity and following on from last season's, the ratings, the maths, the boosts might be just all off whack and off kilter. Once again, my sincerest apologies. I've got no idea what I've done wrong, but here we are nonetheless. Financially now, who is reigning in the big bucks is Pablo Moreno to take the flagship in terms of transfer market value. He is leading the way with a 214% boost, now standing at £74 million. Leon Jaku not too far behind him at 72.5 million on the transfer market, and Unuvar has fallen by the wayside, now sitting in 3rd, still at a decent value, but he has lost his lead completely with new contenders in town. Salvation and competing with the big boys will be the aim in season 5. Now now reaching the promised land of the Bundesliga, something that's not even possible in real life. Let's see how it all goes down in FIFA 21. Don't get it twisted, we in no way, shape or form have won the Bundesliga already in our first debut campaign. That was our first team who we've got to take down and overcome to really achieve glory and just flip the tides on its head. In contrast though, here's a look at the Bundesliga table, and 5 years in, we have finished 7th, just missing out on those European places by 6 points. And forgive me, it was Dortmund who won the league. Actually, Bayern took down the DFB Pokal. We're either going to have to wait for Bayern to have a terrible season and for us to have the season of our lives to overtake them, or actually win the league in its entirety, which is going to be a task and a half. We were knocked out to RB Leipzig 1-0 in round 3 of the DFB Pokal, so not even our own brethren knocked us out. It was Bayern. Half of a decade through simulating, and we are literally in touching distance of our goal. We need certain scenarios to go our way. We need to ride our own luck. The Wonder Kids and the players allowing us to hit our objectives. It's Pablo Moreno, our top goal scorer again, and in the top flight he secured 15 goals. Leon Dujaku finally has made it to the Bundesliga and has scored 18 goal involvements. Jamal Musiala has currently been one of our most consistent performers all throughout the leagues with 7 goals and 1 assist, and Iliax Mariba is always in the mix somewhere in the top 5. The Guinean has 6 goals and 2 assists to his name. Nicholas Kahn has 5 goals and 1 assist, and Nassi Unuvar from left wing, getting more known for his assists, being our #1 playmaker. Wilfried Gnotto off the bench, probably not our starting striker, considering Dujaku can play there as well. I think the assistant manager has favoured the Spaniard and the German. Moukoko hasn't aged like a fine wine, not getting the game time, and therefore dynamic potential is working against him. The Argentine Luca Romero captured 3 assists in 32 appearances, and our main goalkeeper, Backhouse, with his first professional Bundesliga campaign, he manages 7 clean sheets. Our highest rated player now is Nassi Unuvar to 3 horse race. It's tied the top 3, Dujaku, Moreno and Unuvar. Richards and Lars Lucas Meyer are our main stonewall defenders that are keeping it down in the back line. And of course, in the financial race, it is Pablo Moreno, the first player to break the barrier into the 9-figure category. The marvellous Spaniard, our top goal scorer, now valued at £137 million, and a player that was close to breaking through was Nassi Unuvar, valued at 98 mil. With season 6 up and coming, I can definitely sense a European finish. Can Bayern's second team, their youth academy squad, topple their first team, outperform them, and make their mark continentally in the next campaign? We'll find out. Not only have we qualified for Europe, the new Wonder Kids have overthrown Bayern with 69 points. How fitting. Finishing 2 points above the first team. This is history in the making in Bavaria. Dortmund reclaimed the title and Hertha Berlin were in second place. What a season it was, and the Wonder Kids did what they set out to do. In the DFB Pokal, it was the first team. I had a little bit of a heart palpitation there. Thought we won the DFB Pokal, but no, they got revenge on us in the quarterfinals, even though we toppled them in the league with a 1-0 elimination. To my surprise, they actually qualified for the Europa League. 7th actually gets you that in Germany. I've got no idea, but in Group H, they were drawn up against Roma, Basel, and Malmo. Meanwhile, in the round of 32 was a short-lived hype as Wolves knocked them out on 2 legs, 3-1. Here is the final look at the team, the brand new Wonder Kids that are surely about to be added sometime in FIFA 21, or you'll have to wait until FIFA 22 in some cases. It's our Spanish poacher, El Matador, Pablo Moreno with 22 goals and 3 assists to fire us above Bayern Munich. Leon Dujaku with 16 goals and 2. These two are like partners in crime up top and are both 91 overall, receiving a +5 overall increase. It's what you love to see, and the captain, Iliax Mariba, finally breaks into the 80s club. Now at an 83 rating, 12 goals and 2 assists for the Ghanaian, and Wilfried Gnotto off the bench proved to be a viable super sub. The Italian stallion centre forward with 12 goals and 2, Nicholas Kahn with 11 goals, and Hannibal Mejbri with 3 goals and 3. I'm really disappointed with how this lad has grown. I thought he'd really flourish in central mid, but it really hasn't worked out for the Frenchman. Ariane B even getting 2 goals and 1 assist from centre back, and Nassi Unuvar being the #1 playmaker again with 14 assists and 2 goals. Moukoko in this simulation growth test kind of has felt underwhelming as well, never really had the chance for first team football. Rodrigo Gomes has just safely secured 2 goals a season for like 3 years in a row now. Jamal Musiala with only 1 goal this season. How has Chris Richards from centre back managed to secure 6 assists? We'll never know. Luca Romero with a comfortable 8 assists, and it's 19 clean sheets for our German in between the sticks Backhouse. That has been it. After unlocking brand new Wonder Kids, they have taken a second academy team above an actual first team in the shape of Bayern Munich 2. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to drop it a like down below. Comment as well, who was your favourite Wonder Kid and who you're most keen to see added into FIFA 20. 2021 and in the future years. Make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. We're on the hunt for 100,000 subscribers before 2021. Follow me on all my socials, linked down in the description. But as always, I've been Sir BCHD. Those have been brand new Wonder Kids unlocked by the man himself. And I'll catch you all in the very next video.